How's that? Testing 1, 2. All right, well, hello and welcome to Game Faces coverage of our Rochford Wines match of the round up here at Don Road, Healesville for round one. Outer East action is back, and we do apologise for a slight delay in commentary for today's game. Just a couple of technical issues. Always a bit of a tricky one, round one, but it is Healesville versus Upwey Tecoma, the first time these sides faced in 6 years, and has to be said it is a lightning start here for the Bloods. We've already got the first 4 goals on the board. 3 for Amy Stanley, 1 for Brooke Erickson, and it is the centre pass for Holly Blackney. We can try and keep the momentum going here for Healesville. She finds Mia Erickson, who looks ahead of Brooke Erickson, then comes back to Farrow. Brooke Erickson again to Holly Blackney, who's been pretty busy early in this game. Amy Stanley, who's had a really good start so far, and she finds yet another goal, and it's 5-0. Dream start here for Healesville. Back into Premier Division for the first time since 2019. So Georgia Theos comes all the way back on that occasion to Jaferis. Theos once again has Hamilton up ahead, goes short to Mia Louie. This is Jess Black, who's started in wing attack today, a different position for her than playing in goals. Theos looks to reload him, again Jess Black involved. Has Hamilton as a short option, goes to Mia Louie, who can maybe find Upwey Tecoma's first goal. Gets a second opportunity, Mia Louie, and she puts it away, and much needed goal there for the Tigers early days. So 5-1 it is. Holly Blackney in the centre, laterally to Brooke Erickson. Goes all the way back on this occasion to April Stanley. Mia Erickson again, ahead to Blackney. This is Brooke Erickson. Holly Blackney puts him inside that goal circle, and Brooke Erickson, who started this game pretty well too, finds another goal and gets the margin back out to 5. 6-1 it is. Early days. So Georgia Theos goes back. For the moment, long past this as well. Theos to Mia Louie. Just palms it off to Taylor Hamilton. So Hamilton, no, decides to go back to Mia Louie. She's probably in a slightly better position, and she makes no mistake. 6-2. So just need to find a couple of goals back to back here to the Tigers just to get themselves back into this contest. So Brooke Erickson's got it. She comes back to Farrow. This is Mia Erickson, looks at Blackney, then goes laterally to Brooke, and then Brooke goes back to Mia. April Stanley involved. Brooke Erickson again for about a 3rd or 4th time in this passage. Mia Erickson again to Brooke Erickson. Reloads, and Amy Stanley will get this over the back. Gets the lead back out to 5 goals of difference. So they settled into this game nicely of Healesville. Upwey Tecoma, probably not the start they would have wanted. Jess Black out wide to Gilio. Jess Black once again. Nicely done to Taylor Hamilton. Assesses the options again to Jess Black. Pops it over the top, and here is Mia Louie. Hamilton will line them up, and probably just a bit flat the shot at goal, and it's worked very nicely there. So April Stanley that was, and the last line of defence of that pass from Erickson didn't work out, but a little reprieve called for stepping. On that occasion was Jaferis. So Brooke Erickson once again receiving it from Mia Erickson. So Holly Blackney did well not to step into the circle. And Brooke Erickson converts another opportunity. It's a 6-goal lead now, so biggest lead of the game. And Holly Blackney has the centre pass, so this is a very clean start here for Healesville. Erickson breaks it up, gets it under her control, did well. This is Farrow. Got it away just in time. So Mia Erickson, long pass. Amy Stanley with plenty of room to work with there, and didn't convert the first opportunity, but got the second. And it is 9-2 now. 7 goals of difference. So Theos out wide to Jess Black. Looked at Gilio, but decided against it for the moment. This is Theos, got Mia Louie ahead of her, goes for it. He decides to line him up, and Mia Louie can't convert. And very nicely done there by April Stanley. This is Farrow, goes back to Stanley. Up ahead to Mia Erickson, much longer pass this time. That'll work out just fine, and just a bit too much on the pass there from Holly Blackney. So Ashley Hamilton on the last line of defence finds Liv Giglio, gets them moving through the hands on that occasion of Theos, but it was recovered nicely by Hamilton. Jess Black's got it for the moment. Again to Hamilton, that pass not going to work, and unfortunately Kim Ryan just getting a hand to it when she probably didn't need to. So it stays with Upwey Tecoma. Jess Black getting it back from Hamilton, then Hamilton once again. Here is Mia Louie. Collected it nicely in the one hand and really needs to convert here and eventually gets that ball to drop and gets it back to a 6-goal difference. So can Upwey Tecoma force a turnover? Mia Erickson gets it from Blackney. Goes back to Farrow. Long pass is a good one to Amy Stanley. All the way across to Blackney. Here is Brooke Erickson. Started this game pretty well. Doesn't get the drop of the ball there, and Liv Giglio did well. Cut that one off nicely. So Giglio did nicely. Got it from Hamilton. Theos to Giglio just in time. Out to Black. Clever underground pass. Works out just fine to Taylor Hamilton. Black. Good one to Louie. Can they find back-to-back goals here? Upwey Tecoma. They cannot, and Ryan did well. Stanley, Blackney, long pass, good one it was. This is Farrow through the hands, and Giglio will cut it off. So Upwey Tecoma go back the other way. Long pass finds Black. Has Mia Louie with a bit of space. Does she line up the goals? Yes, she does, and Mia Louie makes it work. So 3 goals to 10 according to the scoreboard. Hamilton. That was Black, sorry, in fact. Louie. Theos. This is Taylor Hamilton now. Taylor Hamilton converts. So there's 3 goals in a row for Upwey Tecoma. Just found a little bit of ascendancy in these last couple of minutes. Erickson lost her balance, but long pass through the hands of Mia Erickson. So a reprieve for the Upwey Tecoma defence. So Ashley Hamilton can get him moving. Has Giglio through the hands of Amy Stanley. She's going to get it back from Blackney. And beautiful bit of defensive work there by the Healesville goal shooter. And Amy Stanley eventually ends up with a goal. So 5 goals to 10 it is. Theos, Black, Giglio, waits and then goes back to Jess Black. She does well to find Theos. Hamilton calls for it, but it goes longer to Louie. Does Ryan keep it in play? She didn't. It stays with the Bloods for the moment. This is Stanley of the April variety. Farrow up to Brooke Erickson. Goes to Blackney. Blackney did well, and Amy Stanley with front position. Can get it back out to a 6-goal difference, and she does. So 5 to 11 it is. And they can maybe stretch this back out to 7 goals with the centre pass. Blackney to Brooke Erickson to Mia Erickson, but it's through the hands and cleverly cut off. So this comes out wide. Nicely done to Jaferis. Jaferis to Hamilton, who received it back now. Jess Black's involved. This is Mia Louie over the top. Here is Jess Black once again. And that is a bullet of a pass, and Mia Louie finds herself on the end of it. Gets it back to 5 goals of difference. So very important for Upwey Tecoma that went through, and Georgia Theos finds herself with a centre pass. Hamilton, Black. Goes short to Louie. She goes back to Black. And Mia Louie, can she make it? 2 in a row for the Tigers. She cannot. And Kim Ryan did really nicely. Mia Erickson. Blackney. Farrow calls for it and gets it eventually. Back to Blackney. Long pass works out just fine. This is Mia Erickson. And Amy Stanley did well out the back, and she finds the goal. Back to a 6-goal difference. So Holly Blackney with the centre pass. Farrow, Blackney, Stanley. Out wide to Mia Erickson. Brooke calls for it, but Amy Stanley will eventually get it. Did well to control it. Now Brooke Erickson with an opportunity in front of goal, and she's got it. So 13 to 6 and back out to a 7-goal difference.
Aiden's good at calling out the scores, but we'll get there.
So Theos out to Hamilton. Georgia Theos does nicely. This is Mia Louie. Waits around through the hands of Jess Black. Just found a bit of contact there from Farrow. Taylor Hamilton. Important shot of goal this is, and does go through. So back to a 6-goal difference. So all goals pretty important at the moment. Erickson, Farrow called for it, but she's turned it over. Hamilton finds Jess Black, who gets them moving to Louis. Back to Jess Black, assesses the options. Mia Louis once again. Can she make this 2 goals in a row for Upwey Tecoma? She can. Cleverly done, back to 5 goals the difference. So Theos out of the centre, Hamilton. Laterally to Jess Black. Goes out wide, Mia Louis presents nicely. Jess Black again involved. Theos. Mia Louis. Can she get this back to a 4-goal difference? She can, there we go. So the last 3 goals going the way of the Tigers, who've just found a bit of momentum once again. So Blackney. Brooke Erickson to Mia Erickson. Brooke again, back to Mia, and here is Amy Stanley. He's had a lot of presence up there so far for Healesville, and finds another goal, gets it back out to a 5-goal difference. Black getting it from Theos. Louis gets up the court. Georgia Theos once again. Hamilton eventually gets it under her control. And has a shot at goal, but it's a bit shallow. And Stanley does well off the post. Gets them moving. Farrow long pass. It's a good one as well to Brooke Erickson. And Amy Stanley in a one-on-one decided against it. Blackney puts it up for her and it goes out of play. So a bit of a reprieve for the Upwey defence. Gilio eventually tracks it back. Theos. Black. Short pass through the hands of Hamilton, but it was well recovered by Gilio. Got there just in time. Jess Black looks around. Can Mia Louis get it under her control? She cannot. So Stanley to Ryan. Blackney has Farrow as a short option. Goes longer to Erickson. Erickson lateral to Mia Erickson. April Stanley did well. This is Holly Blackney. Good one on to Amy Stanley. So Brooke Erickson will get a look, and she's converted beautifully. And right on quarter time of the Rochford Wines match of the round. Healesville with a very handy 6-goal margin, 9-15 reads the scoreboard as we head into the first. At the moment, the way of the Bloods, and they've started their Premier Division campaign off beautifully, and they extend the margin out to 7 goals. Out it comes. Erickson. Farrow. Blackney. Anyone's ball here to be won. Brooke Erickson could potentially make this an 8-goal margin. And she does. Biggest lead of the game so far, 9-17. This is a dream start for Healesville. Holly Blackney. Erickson gets it from Brooke Erickson. Short one to Amy Stanley. And Brooke Erickson short pass is a good one. Stanley can make this 9 goals the difference, and she does. And this is a fast start here in the second quarter for Healesville. Long pass, so Jess Black back into goal attack. Much more familiar position for Mia Louis got it. Black gets around. And this is anyone's ball to be won, and Kim Ryan did beautifully. Finds Farrow. She goes to Mia Erickson. Waits around a couple of moments. Ryan once again, much longer pass is a good one. Here is Brooke Erickson, and Amy Stanley's going to get it over the back. And she makes it 10 goals the difference, and they're taking their opportunities here, the Bloods. So Brooke Erickson back to Blackney. To Mia Erickson this time. And Amy Stanley with yet another goal. 11 goals the difference. This is some kind of start. Theos out wide to Jess Black. Who will call for it inboard. Back it comes. Theos back to Jess Black, who can line up for goal for the first time today. Decides against it for the moment. And unable to convert. Ryan got it from April Stanley. Mia Erickson. Knocked away nicely there by Shelby Hare, but just couldn't quite get the ball in play. And here is Amy Stanley. Makes this 12 goals a difference, 9-21. And things just get from bad to worse for Upwey Tecoma. Mia Erickson. Goes out wide, beautifully into the hands of Kim Ryan, Blackney, Stanley. Erickson of the Mia variety onto Brooke. And Brooke Erickson has not looked like missing today, and she finds another goal. 22-9 it is. So Theos, head, Louis, waits and waits. Comes back to Jafaris. Theos receiving a bit of contact. Mia Louis through the hands of Jess Black. Gets the pass back to Theos, and Black might be able to line him up this time, and she does, and she's got it. So first goal in the afternoon for Jess Black. Gets it back to 12 goals of difference, but still a lot of work to do here for Upwey Tecoma. Brooke Erickson. Long pass is a good one. Here is Blackney. Stanley. Doesn't convert, but Brooke Erickson does well off hands and converts this opportunity. Again, back to 13 goals of difference. So they work it around. Jafaris did well. Head. Theos. Out wide to Mia Louis. Plenty of room to work with out the back. Needs to convert this one, and she does. Back to 12 goals of difference. So Holly Blackney with the centre pass for Healesville, who've done pretty well today getting that responding goal. Blackney, so the ball falls for it. Farrow, Erickson, Jafaris couldn't cut it off. Maybe Stanley hasn't missed a beat so far today. She gets it back to 13 goals of difference, 11-24. So Theos comes back. Black. Got it from head. Theos. Jess Black. Waits around, comes back. Black again. Got it from head. Theos. And now Mia Louis makes this one work. So back to 12 goals of difference once again. So goal for goal at the moment. Only problem is for Upwey Tecoma, they're 12 goals adrift. They're to start making some inroads. Still only early days in this game, and just a bit lax there from Holly Blackney, and ball slips through the hands. Comes back to Liv Gilio. Has Hamilton as a short option. Goes for it. Theos. So Upwey Tecoma on the rebound. Theos, short one. Heads received it there from Jafaris. Theos, can she get it under her control? Eventually she does. Black calls for it long and gets it. Looks at Mia Louis, but goes much wider. Georgia Theos, Louis with front position. Off the hands of the Bloods. So Jess Black, oh, that's an errant pass, and Erickson should be able to run into this one, and she does. Mia, short one to Brooke. Kim Ryan does well. Farrow, Brooke Erickson once again involved. Keely Farrow called for it. Mia Erickson did well, just kept it in play, but she's turned it over. Gilio, Theos, cleverly done. Holly Blackney, though, got front position. Forces the turnover. Erickson. Can she get it back to 13 goals? She can't, but maybe Stanley can. Yep. Back to 13 goals of difference, 12-25. And again, the Bloods find the responding goal. The Tigers had their opportunities, but weren't able to take them. So Georgia Theos over the top nicely. This is Mia Louis. Long one back to Theos. Black was sandwiched in between a couple of Bloods defenders, but she'll find it eventually. And Jess Black, every shot at goal at the moment, so crucial for Upwey Tecoma. She does convert. The Bloods have done really well in responding. So Blackney to Brooke Erickson. Goes long. Mia Erickson did well. Got up at the right time. Comes back to Brooke Erickson. Couple of 1-2 passes. Until eventually Brooke finds a spot that she likes. And she converts yet another opportunity. 13-26. Comes out wide. Black. All the way back to Hamilton. Hamilton did well. Jess Black once again involved. So Jess Black, short one, received it from head and doesn't get that ball to drop. And nicely done, April Stanley, Ryan. New Bloods defenders involved with that pass, just had a bit too much on it. So Liv Gilio in the last line for the Tigers. Short pass is a good one. Jeff Harris, Hamilton, back to Gilio. Georgia Theos this time involved. Wide one that was. Jess Black provides an option up the court, gets the pass away just in time, but they've turned it over through the hands of Theos. Blackney did well. Brooke Erickson did really nicely. Lateral pass is a good one. Kim Ryan that was. Here is Mia Erickson. Stanley doesn't convert. Hamilton did well. Jaferis, long pass to Theos. Has Black as a short option. She's got Hamilton as a long option as well. Hamilton, who's moved into wing attack. Here is Mia Louie. Can she get this back to 12 goals? She cannot. And Ryan did really well on the last line of defence and gets them moving once again. Brooke Erickson waits and waits. Won't be cut off by Hamilton. Will be cut off though by Jaferis. This is Ashley Hamilton, Jaferis. Hamilton again. Offloads and eventually gets it to Jess Black, who finds Taylor Hamilton. That is incredible defending there by the Bloods. And once again, they're on the counter. Holly Blackney did well. May Heath back to Ryan. Heath and a couple of 1-2s. Mia Erickson, long pass to Brooke Erickson. Had plenty of room to work with. Here is Blackney. Erickson once again. Back to Blackney. Stanley gets it under control. And she can make this 14 goals a difference, and she does. And this has been such a good first half from Healesville. Brooke Erickson to Mia Erickson. Back to Holly Blackney. And nicely cut off there by Jaferis. Got hands to it. Georgia Theos been pretty busy in this first half. Hamilton. Pass wasn't the best, but Jess Black made it work. Decides to go back to, I think that was Hamilton for the moment. Here is Jess Black. Converts that opportunity and needed to as well. So back to 13 goals the difference for the time being. Jess Black waits. Back to Jaferis. Short pass is a good one. Here is Jess Black once again. Can she get back-to-back goals for Upwey Tecoma? She can. So 15 to 27 it is for the moment. Erickson. Short one is a good one. Erickson to Mia Erickson. Ryan. Brooke Erickson again for a better third time in this passage. So Liv Gilio starts it off. Jaferis fires it in nicely to Taylor Hamilton. Black long pass and Mia Louie just couldn't control it. Can't stay with the Bloods now. So out wide, May Heath onto Blackney, control that ball nicely. Back to April Stanley, Heath, Ryan. Long pass, real good one it was too. Mia Erickson back to Blackney. Short pass this time to Brooke Erickson, who goes back to Mia Erickson. And Brooke Erickson sets up Stanley. Does Gilio? She does. Very nicely done there by Liv Gilio. 2-on-1 situation essentially and made it work. Hamilton does well out wide on that occasion to Head, who's moved into centre. Black, long pass from Jaferis. Shelby Head once again involved. Short one to Jess Black. Does she line them up? No, she doesn't. Back to Hamilton. And Mia Louie gets it longer. And she converts. So 16 to 27, back to 11 goals. So first centre pass for Shelby Head. Much longer pass. Head once again involved to Mia Louie. You can make this 3 goals in a row for Upwey Tecoma, and she's got it. So back to 10 goals the difference, 17 to 27. Holly Blackney, can they find a responding goal here, the Bloods? Erickson, long pass, Stanley. Beautifully controlled, converts the goal, back to 11 goals the difference. Head to Hamilton. to Ashley Hamilton, long pass to Taylor Hamilton, and straight to the hands of Kim Ryan, who's done beautifully. Blackney did well to find a May Heath. Erickson, Blackney lets it bounce in front of her, which is probably the right option. Here is Brooke Erickson. Can make it back-to-back goals for the Bloods, but no, Gilio again, who's had a couple of good minutes. In defence, got it from Jafaris. Gilio gets him moving, does well to find Ash Hamilton. Here is Jess Black. Waits and waits, back to Hamilton. Black again, thought he had a bit of heat coming. Thought she had a bit of heat coming her way, and now Jess Black finds herself in a goal shooting position, and she converts. So they find another goal to Upwey Tecoma. 18-28 the scoreline. Heath, Erickson, thumped away there by Jafaris. Erickson out wide. That was Mia to Brooke. Blackney, Brooke Erickson again. Wants to go short. Is it cut off? Yes, it is. Jafaris did well. Gilio too. Involved once again. Jess Black comes back to Gilio. Looks at Hamilton. Eventually goes for it to Erickson. No, didn't do it legally. Just a bit too overzealous on that occasion. Jess Black. Head through the hands. Erickson just couldn't quite cut it off. Louis comes back for the moment. Good pass. Jess Black waits and waits, eventually offloads to Head. Jess Black's got it again. She might have a look at goal on this occasion. Can she get it back to 9 goals of difference? She cannot. A bit of a reprieve for Upwey Tecoma. Off the hands of April Stanley, said the umpire. So Black, back to Taylor Hamilton. Now Mia Louis with an opportunity. Can she get this back to 9 goals of difference? She can. So 19-28. So Black gets it from Head, who goes back to Shelby Head, out wide to Mia Louis. Black tries to get herself in a position. And she's done that really well. And Jess Black, can she convert on the half-time siren? She cannot. So a missed opportunity there for the Tigers, and that is half-time and the Rochford Wines match of the round here between Healesville and Upwey Tecoma. And a great start for the Bloods in their first assignment, in their reintroduction to Premier Division. They're 9 goals ahead at the moment at the main change. We will. Right, welcome back to our Rochford Wines match of the round, round 1 between Healesville and Upwey Tecoma. And the story of the game, it is 19-28. The way of the Bloods, who have started off very well in their first assignment in Premier Division for the first time in 6 years, and they're continuing on that form. Maybe Stanley, in about the first 10 seconds, finds another goal and gets it out to a 10-goal difference, 19-29. So Shelby Head stays in centre. This is Hamilton, back to Head, long pass, Jess Black, who's moved into goal shooter for this quarter. Couple of 1-2 passes.
Yeah, Steph's got the leg.
On that occasion, Jess Head eventually gets the ball to drop for her. That was a much-needed goal there for Upwey Tecoma. May Erickson, long pass, good one it was. Ryan, who's moved into centre, to Brooke Erickson, who's happy to palm it off to Amy Stanley and gets the ball to drop and gets it back to a 10-goal difference.
I'll cope with it, but if there is a spare.
30-20. So Shelby Head back to Gilio. Pulls the pass for the moment. Theos, who's started in goal defence for this quarter. Pass comes out wide. Here is Jess Black all the way back to Head. Hamilton, was there a bit of contact? I think there was. So Jess Black. And gets another goal there for Upwey Tecoma, back to 9 goals the difference. 21-30. Ryan, Erickson, Brooke onto Mia. So back to Mia Erickson, and here is Amy Stanley, who's just been brilliant today, converts another goal, gets it back to 10 goals the difference. 31-21. So Shelby Head, Hamilton, Jafaris, long pass all the way to Jess Black. It was a good one in the end too. They work it around Jess Black, back to Jafaris, couple of 1-2 passes. Black eventually gets that ball under her control, goes back to Jafaris, and Jess Black did well. Read the drop of the ball beautifully, gets it back to 9 goals the difference, 22-31. So Kim Ryan again with a centre pass. Brooke Erickson waits and waits, and call for stepping there was Erickson, and Kim Ryan lost her footing anyway. This comes back to Ashley Hamilton. Goes short with the pass to Gilio. Waits and waits back to Theos, who's moved into goal defence. Gilio, who's in wing defence. Up to Shelby Head. Head once again has Hamilton wide, goes much longer this time. Jafferis lets it slip through the hands. That's a costly mistake. Just went up, we're building. They've coughed it up, so April Stanley. Short pass to Farrow. Good one that was too. To Arme Heath, who's on debut, 17 years old, we were told at the half-time break. So very impressive to be making her A-grade debut at such a young age. Long pass, here is Amy Stanley. She get the responding goal and get it back to 10? Yes, she can. Back to a 10-goal difference, 32-22. Head, Gilio. Just letting it drop in front of her there was Hamilton. Jafferis. Black just went the wrong way and the ball goes out of play, and April Stanley on the last line now of defence for Healesville. Farrow gets them moving up the court to Kim Ryan. Through the hands of Heath. Pass wasn't very favourable. Gilio gets them moving on the counter-attack. This is Hamilton. Has to wait a couple of moments. Comes back to Head, and that is a bullet, and it was wayward and it misses. Stanley. Heath. Goes back to Stanley. To Ryan. Waits a couple of moments. Finds Mia Erickson. Back to Ryan. Good long pass to Brooke Erickson. Short pass. Good one. And Amy Stanley can make this 11 goals a difference, and she does. 33-22. Cleverly done by Liv Gilio. She's had some good moments in this game. Pass was hot, but she covered it well. And here is Jess Black. Decides not to have the shot at goal just yet. Maybe Hamilton will. Got it from Jafferis, and Upwey Tecoma need this desperately. And she's got it. 10 goals a difference. So they go back for the moment. That was Theos. Jafferis. Black. Look away pass works out in the end of Hamilton. Can she make it back-to-back goals for the Tigers? She can. Converts back to 9 goals a difference. Can the Bloods respond? Kim Ryan does well to Erickson. Ryan out wide. Mia Erickson did well, got up at the right time, puts it up for Stanley, who once again has just had the ascendancy on the Upwey Tecoma defence and finds another goal. Gets it back to 10 goals a difference. So Shelby Head again with the centre pass duties. Gilio did well to run onto it. Finds Hamilton. Goes out wide to Black. Black to Jafferis. Jafferis. Couple of 1-2 passes here with Jess Black. Quick little underground one. Black keeps it in eventually. Frantic stuff, and the Bloods have done well. Kim Ryan, brilliant. Erickson. Mia onto Brooke. Goes back to Mia Erickson. Ryan calls for it wide. Gets it. Erickson puts it up, and brilliantly done there by Hamilton. Theos, long pass, good one to Jafferis. Finds Taylor Hamilton to Jess Black. Has to wait, there was nothing at home. Goes back to Taylor Hamilton, flying shot at goal, wasn't any good. Ryan, Heath. Kim Ryan, back to Farrow. Good one it was to Erickson, weighted the pass beautifully to Mia Erickson. Anyone's ball to be won here, and Head ran onto it just in time. Gets them moving out of defence. Gilio, long pass. Can Jafferis keep it in? She can. Did Black keep it in? Umpire says yes, it was fine. No. Costly fumble that could be. So April Stanley on the last line of defence. Heath, Ryan, Farrow. Erickson controlled that one nicely. Brooke to Mia. Keely Farrow again. Mia Erickson. Brooke called for it. Won't get it for the moment. Kim Ryan eventually does go to Brooke Erickson, and Stanley receives it over the back, gets another goal, back to 11 goals a difference, 24-35, and Kim Ryan has the centre pass. And she won't waste any time. Long pass, won't momentarily, and then Stanley does get the goal, gets it back to 12 goals a difference. And They've just had the answers, Healesville. Every time Upwey Tecoma have threatened to come back, they've just gotten these responding goals. Head, Hamilton. Inboard, it was a good one. Tuja Ferris puts it up for Jess Black. It's through her hands. Taylor Hamilton recovered nicely, but can't convert, and the Healesville defence win out once again. April Stanley had Heath as the short option, but went to Farrow. This is Ryan. Good long pass. That'll work out to Mia Erickson. She comes back to Ryan. Good pass once again. Brooke Erickson to Mia Erickson. Heath. Erickson. Couple of short passes. Ryan. Stanley. Eventually made it work. She'll get a second look. Didn't convert the first opportunity, but does convert the second. And it is 13 goals the difference, 24 to 37. Farrow fires one out to Amy Stanley. Mia Erickson to Brooke Erickson, who can make this a 14 goal difference, and she's got it, 24 to 38. Head. Jafaris, Louis, who's back on the court. Jafaris looks at Jess Black, eventually gets it to her. Won't have the shot at goal. Louis. Mia Louis. Unable to convert. Fires it away. Farrow, good long pass. Erickson with plenty of room to work with. Short one to Mia Erickson. Wants Ryan over the back. Brooke Erickson lines them up, and she's got it. And it is 15 goals the difference, the biggest lead of the game so far. And this is such positive signs for Healesville coming up to Premier Division against a side who only just missed finals last year. Through the hands of Brooke Erickson, who recovers it. Can she make it 16 goals? She can, 24 to 40. And this has been a clinical performance from the Bloods in round one. Black waits, eventually gets it off to Gilio. Mia Louis involved. Head, short one to Black. Louis gets it under her control, and this has to go through, and it does. Back to 15 goals the difference, 25 to 40. Short pass, good one. Erickson. Heath on debut. Ryan puts it up, and here is Stanley once again. Unable to convert, and they get it away for the moment. Out wide, this should work out in the end to Hamilton. And May Heath, brilliantly done. Good work rate, cuts off the initial attack for Upwey Tecoma. Gilio was a short option for Theos, but it goes longer. To Jafaris, Black pops it over the top, back to Jafaris. This is Mia Louis. Got to make this work for Upwey Tecoma. Jess Black gets it under her control, goes back to Head. Black doesn't convert, and April Stanley will get this on the last line of defence. Heath, who's been very busy in this third quarter. Farrow, Erickson, good one. Long pass to Erickson from Farrow, and Amy Stanley's going to get another one. 17 goals the difference, is it? No, still 16, 25 to 41. Head, Gilio, back to Head. Louis presents nicely, Jafaris. Mia Louis. And Mia Louis doesn't convert. And April Stanley right onto that one. Heath gets it away to Ryan. Ryan long pass to Mia Erickson, which is a good one. Amy Stanley comes out of the goal circle for the moment. Back to Ryan. Brooke Erickson steps up to the plate. And Amy Stanley beautifully collected in the left hand. And now it's a 17 goal difference, biggest lead of the game. Ryan, Farrow, just through the hands of Brooke Erickson and escorted over the line by Theos. Hamilton, Theos calls for it, but Stanley, how about that? Really good defensive work again by the Healesville goal shooter. Erickson to Stanley, who can finish off her work, and she does. Makes it 18 goals the difference, 25 to 43. And the defensive efforts rewarding Amy Stanley with a goal. Gilio, long pass. Beautifully done by Arme Heath. Some real good moments here in the third quarter for the debutant for Healesville. Jafiris to Black. Puts it up for Mia Louie, who gets it under her control. And unable to convert, but Jess Black might make it work from the other side, and she does. It's back to 17 goals, 43 to 26. Eriksson, long pass. Stanley did well, got up at the right time, controlled that ball beautifully. Here is Mia Eriksson once again, and finds Brooke Eriksson, and she's got it. 44 to 26. Head. Good one to Louie. Out wide. Black. Jess Black. Comes back to Jafiris. Black, who hasn't really looked to shoot a goal too much today. She's looked to give it off to Mia Louie on most occasions, and Louie does convert this opportunity. So back to 17 goals the difference, 27 to 44. Eriksson. Is that going to work out to Mia Eriksson? Yes, it will. Oh no, through the hands of Hamilton. Nearly cut it off. Brooke Eriksson cannot put it back to 18 goals, but maybe Amy Stanley can. Yes, she can. So 45 to 27, back to an 18 goal difference. So Shelby Head. Now to Jess Black, and she's broken too early. Eriksson. Ryan. Arme Heath. Farrow. Ryan turned it over. Hamilton did well, read it beautifully. Theos will go back to Hamilton. Hamilton, long pass. It's a good one to Gilio. Gilio on to Black. Black, short one to Head. Mia Louie has Jess Black as a longer option. Goes short to Jafiris, and here is Mia Louie. Good positioning, just found a bit of room and converts back to 17 goals the difference, 45 to 28. So Kim Ryan out of the centre to Brooke Eriksson. So Keely Farrow, Eriksson, Heath, Eriksson again. Good one. All the way back to Kim Ryan, eventually gets it under her control. Amy Stanley is the short option, goes for her, and she converts back to 18 goals the difference, 46 to 28. Out wide, good one. Black. Short pass is a good one. Jafiris, Black. Will line up for goal this time, and she's got it. 29 to 46, and that was right on the three-quarter time siren. So heading into the final change here in the Rochford Wines match of the round, it is the Bloods with a very handy 17-goal margin as we head into the final quarter, 46 to 29. We'll take a short break for three-quarter time, and when we come back, Courage Reserve for the final quarter of our Rochford Wines match of the round here in the A-grade netball between Healesville and Upwey Tecoma. And it has been a Bloods domination, 46 to 29, a 17-goal margin they have heading into this final quarter, and this is just the start they would have wanted coming into Premier Division for the first time in 6 years. We'll give them plenty of confidence against a team who only just narrowly missed out in finals last year and run away in the final quarter. So Holly Blackney back on the court this time as wing attack. Brooke Eriksson could have had the first shot of the final quarter, and she might still. She does, and she converts. There we go, straight back to an 18-goal difference, 29 to 47. So Theos is back in the centre. Jafiris, who's gone from wing defence to wing attack in this second half. So Taylor Hamilton's in as goal shooter. Theos to Jess Black, who converts and gets it back to 17 goals the difference. So really just about maintaining this lead for Healesville. Eriksson back to Ryan, who's played centre for the entirety of this second half so far. Brooke Eriksson back to Mia Eriksson. So Brooke gets the short pass and pops it over the top to Amy Stanley, who's had a brilliant game today, and once again back to an 18-goal difference, 48 to 30. So out it comes, Black, long pass, good one. So Taylor Hamilton, no, won't have the shot at goal, comes back to Jess Black, and she converts back to 17 goals, 48 to 31. Ryan, laterally to Eriksson, Mia to Amy Stanley, just kept it in play. All the way across to Ryan, has Brooke Eriksson a short option, but goes a bit longer to Amy Stanley. And a flying shot at goal just doesn't quite work. So this is Ashley Hamilton on the last line to Head, who's moved back into wing defence. And Stanley, whose hand was that off? That'll work out just fine. Onto Ashley Hamilton, off Stanley. And she's done some really good defensive work throughout this game, has Amy Stanley, and it's rewarded her with a couple of goals. Ryan to Stanley. Once again gets it back to 18 goals. Or 17 according to the scoreboard. Black. Theos underground. Does Black get under her control? Yes, she does. Just Black this time. Controlled it nicely and just got a bit of contact from May Heath. And just Black converts. So back to 16 goals of difference according to the scoreboard. Erickson, Ryan, Stanley. All the way back to Mia Erickson. Short pass to Brooke Erickson. Stanley calls for it. And she just took a bit too long to Brooke Erickson. So a reprieve for the Upwey Tecoma defence. Ash Hamilton to Head. Head short one to Theos, has Liv Gilio short but goes back to Hamilton. Shelby Head once again onto Jess Black over the top nicely to Jaferis. Jaferis short one is a good one. This is Taylor Hamilton. Down the other end of the court for Upwey Tecoma. Can get it back to 15 goals the difference. And she's unable. So back it comes. Ryan, good pass. Mia Erickson, inboard, good one it was. Heath, back to Erickson. Short pass to Ryan, fires it in to Brooke Erickson. Ryan, Erickson again. Can line him up and doesn't convert and thumped away by Hamilton. Erickson, Stanley. Doesn't convert and eventually gets the rebound off the post and puts it through. So 49 to 33. Short pass is a good one. Jaferis, bit longer to Hamilton. Theos, Black calls for it long. Just didn't quite do it legally, May Heath. But she's been impressive on debut. Black, got it. It's a bit of a consolation there for Upwey Tecoma. 49 to 34. Erickson. Ryan. Good long pass through the hands of Brooke Erickson. Did Stanley recover it? Yes, she did. Ryan. Erickson again. Ooh. Backward step fade away and that works out just fine. Back to 16 goals the difference. 50 to 34. Black. Waits and waits and then comes back to Theos. Theos. Hamilton. Was off hands there from Blackney but just couldn't quite complete the job. Jaferis underground pass works out to Jess Black. He just couldn't quite convert, but he's given a second chance and Jess Black gets this one. So back to 15 goals of difference, 50 to 35. Comes out wide, good one, was Mia Erickson. Blackney, Erickson, of the Mia variety. Back to May Heath. Fires it out wide, Erickson to Stanley. Ryan. And now Brooke Erickson. She can get it back out to a 17-goal difference, maybe not. Eventually under the control of Theos. Awkward ball to handle, but she did well. So Hamilton, Head. Offloads to Gilio. So Hamilton, Head's got plenty of room to work with, so she goes for it. Up the court to Jaferis, who controlled that ball nicely. Keeps them moving as it turned over. Yes, beautifully done by Kim Ryan. So Stanley has Blackney as a short option. Might go longer to Heath, decides against it for the moment. Comes to Mia Erickson, fires it away to Brooke Erickson. Brooke puts it up and beautifully done by Hamilton. Got front position on Stanley and Upwey Tecoma on the counter-attack. Jaferis goes back to Gilio. Gilio onto Black, who gets him moving forward. This is to Taylor Hamilton. Jaferis is the short option. She goes much longer all the way back to Theos. Black, Jaferis, Hamilton. It's a Black, frantic bit of play, but Upwey Tecoma have extricated their way through it quite well. Knocked away. Was it legal? Umpire said it was, but Jess Black recovered it anyway. Jaferis, Black, got it. Now we go back to 15 goals the difference, 35 to 50. Black. Long pass, way too much on it, but bit of contact according to the umpire. And that works out just fine, so Jess Black might be able to make this back-to-back goals for Upwey Tecoma, and she does. So back to 14 goals the difference, 36 to 50. Erickson, Ryan, Brooke Erickson, all the way across, that'll work out, and Stanley, brilliant. Maybe not, umpire said there was a bit of contact. Hamilton eventually offloads, head to Gilio. The ball hung in the air for a long time, but eventually it fell for her. That's a beautiful passage of Ferris in the end. Jess Black, was there a step? No, umpire calls him to go. Taylor Hamilton makes it 3 goals in a row for Upwey Tecoma. And get it back to a 13-goal difference. Well, 14 according to the scoreboard. A few issues over there, it would seem. Anyway, Hamilton gets another one. That should make it 13 goals a difference. And it is 12 goals. There we go. So 38 to 50. So good passage of play here. Last couple of minutes for Upwey Tecoma. Probably left it a bit too late, though, you would think. But maybe they can limit the damage. And Erickson's scissors nearly collide there, but nothing too serious in the end. So Ash Hamilton on the last line for Upwey Tecoma. Gilio gets a bit of separation from Brooke Erickson, and it works out for her. In the end, comes back to Hamilton. Good pass it was to Theos. Theos gets them moving. Shelby Head got up at the right time, but she's turned it over. Brilliantly done by Holly Black, who finds Mia Erickson. Comes to Brooke Erickson. Fires out a lateral one. That's a good one too to Ryan. Couple of 1-2s with Stanley. Erickson. Mia got it from Brooke. Ryan just wanted to hammer it in there to Stanley, but it won't work. Brooke Erickson. And a rare miss. She's been so good today. Gilio calls for it back from Head. Eventually gets the ball to drop for her. Can Blackney cut it off again? No, not quite. It was nearly another brilliant interception. Jafaris did well. This is Hamilton, who's had a good last quarter. Won't convert here, and eventually the Bloods defence do it well. Gets the pass out to Ryan. Ryan gets it moving forward to Erickson. Brooke onto Mia. Mia goes back to Brooke. No, she's turned it over. In the end, it falls for Head. Gilio got it off to Theos. Theos wants to go back to Gilio, but that pass not going to work out at all. Brooke Erickson straight onto that one. Ryan, Erickson. Anyone's ball, and Hamilton's had a really good last quarter here. Some brilliant interceptions. This one comes away to Head. Head gets to Gilio. Gilio to Black. Theos. Theos fires it out wide to Taylor Hamilton. Theos once again. Short pass is a good one. Hamilton can maybe get it out to 11 goals. Blackney gets a hand in there, but it'll stay with the Tigers, who've threatened a bit in this last quarter. Black. Short one. That was back to Jafaris, and now Hamilton. Will she line them up? Taylor Hamilton. Maybe Jess Black. Can she make it 11 goals the difference? Not with that one. Maybe Hamilton. Got to make this work eventually to Upwey Tecoma. No, Hamilton doesn't convert that opportunity. Both defenders called out of this one. So surely Jess Black. Yep, she gets this one. 11 goals the difference, 39 to 50. So they've got the centre pass. Theos to Black. They've gotten the last 4 goals of Upwey Tecoma. Can they make it 5 in a row? Jafaris. Black wants Hamilton. Offloaded it probably just in time. Here is Hamilton now. This to make it 5 goals in a row, to get it back to 10 goals the difference. Hamilton can't convert. Did Stanley do well enough? No, she didn't. It's kept in play. Taylor Hamilton. Black calls for it. Black's got it. Can she get this back to 10 goals? No, she took too long. And that's really well held up there by the Bloods defence, who were just under a bit of pressure there because Upwey was starting to build. Ryan did well to control that one. Wasn't the most favourable pass. Mia Erickson onto Blackney. Blackney to Brooke Erickson. Ryan again, and here is Amy Stanley. And they get one back to the Bloods, which is a bit more important than you might think because they were building Upwey Tecoma. Ryan. Anyone's ball to be won here. So Blackney to Ryan. Was there a bit of contact, umpire? I didn't mind. Up it goes. Hamilton did really well, but just couldn't quite finish it off. Brooke Erickson recover the rebound beautifully and gets it back out to a 13-goal difference. Black waits, does well. Theos eventually finds Hamilton, who might line him up. No, he goes across to Jess Black, who didn't like that spot. And here is Hamilton now. Should line him up from here, you would think. She get this back to a 12-goal difference? Yes, she can. Back to 12 goals, 40 to 52. As we're getting to the latter stage of this final quarter, and you'd think Healesville should be able to hold on from here. Mia Erickson out to Brooke, back to Mia. Couple of 1-2 passes. And knocked away by Hamilton, but it will stay with the Tigers, or the Bloods I should say in fact. And Brooke Erickson converts. Back out to 12 goals the difference. Blackney can't quite cut it off. Jeff Ferris does well to find Hamilton. Umpire set off the hands of Black. So good defending there by Stanley. Long pass is a good one. Heath, Ryan, Erickson. Ryan, not the best pass for Erickson, who nearly booted it back to one of her teammates, but unable to do so. Stanley gets up at the right time and all trickles out of play. It stays with the Bloods. Ryan, Erickson goes back to Ryan. Did well to keep it in play. Erickson, Brooke it was in fact, sorry, gets the goal. Gets it back to what I believe is a 13-goal difference. Ryan, Erickson, good long pass, and Brooke Erickson had plenty of room to work with. Doesn't convert. Stanley, though, recovers it nicely and finds the goal. So 14 goals the difference. Theos. Jafaris comes out wide. Is it under the control of Theos? In the end, it was. Theos back to Hamilton and over the top to Jess Black, who does convert. And we'll figure out what the scoreline is in a moment. Off hands. Theos did well. Had to get her hands dirty, but made it work. Head might go back to Theos, and she does. And that is over the head of Shelby Head. Unfortunate result for Upwey Tecoma. A good one for Healesville. Back it comes. Ryan, long pass, good one. Erickson weighted the pass beautifully to Ryan. Head timed the jump too early. Ryan, Stanley, and that'll do it. And that is full time here in the Rochford Wines match of the round. Premier Division A grade netball, and a brilliant start to Healesville's campaign, moving back up to the top tier of Outer East football netball. A 14-goal win, 55 to 41, and they'll be very happy with that. And don't forget, not too far away through Yarra Valley.